Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to take you through the upgrades that I have done to my amazing Specialized Kenevo Expert. I got this bike as a test ride from Specialized Ireland. It was the 2020 version and I absolutely and utterly fell in love with it. And now this is my own bike. I've done a few upgrades. One of the big ones was when it arrived, it actually had the RockShox air shock and it didn't have the coil like I had on the test ride. So I've changed that. I've also done a few other things. So we'll take it out to the trails and I'll talk you through what I did and whether it made any difference to my riding.
We'll start with the coil. So the bike came with the RockShox Super Deluxe Select Plus. And as I said, the bike I initially test rode did have the coil. I did ride this bike for a few months with the air shock, but I chose to change it out, and in my opinion it was totally worth it. It is the RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Ultimate, and if you're wondering why it's pink, it's because we got tallow powder coating to spray it for us. And obviously I'm very biased, but I absolutely love it. So does it make a difference? Well, in my opinion, yes, because as soon as I changed it out, I felt the ride was way more stable and comfortable and gave me more confidence taking on jumps also. So all in all, it was definitely the right decision for me to change it. The second biggest upgrade I made was to change the brakes. This is a heavy e-bike, weighing in at around 24 kilograms. And when things got steep, I felt with the SRAM Code R brakes that I wasn't quite in control of the bike. They do have 200mm rotors, and again I think this is a personal preference, but the braking felt more modular, whereas I was used to a more instantaneous feel from the Shimano Dior XT brakes I have on my Orbea Rallon. So that is what I went with on the Kenevo, and I stuck with 200mm rotors. Having the same brakes on both bikes has definitely helped with my confidence, especially on steeper terrain, as I'm experiencing the same reactions when braking. And I'm very happy with my decision to change them over. An essential purchase for me with an e-bike is a motor guard protector, and I demonstrated how essential on my very first spin on the bike, when I cracked the motor cover going over an innocuous log roll. This is the Amigos motor protector, and you can see from the amount of scratches and marks just how essential it has been. Since I've had it, I don't stress anymore about rock rolls or tree trunks, etc., whereas beforehand I would slow up before anything suspicious looking, as I was terrified of doing any more damage to the motor, which in mountain biking is probably worse than just letting your momentum take you over gnarly features. Overall, I'm thrilled with the motor protector, and I find it easy to install or remove as it only has one Velcro strap. And most importantly, it gives me one less thing to worry about when I'm out biking. Another important factor in mountain biking is tyre choice, and the Kenevo came with Specialized own brand Butcher Black Diamond casing tubeless ready tyres. I initially had the tyres with tubes, but after 2 punctures we changed them over to tubeless, and overall I thought the Butcher tyres were quite good in most conditions. However, when I did wear through them, I went back to the old reliable of the Schwalbe Magic Marys, as they are one of my favourite tyres, especially for the tricky wet conditions we face the majority of the time in Ireland. I've stuck with tubeless and thankfully I've had no punctures since. I better go touch some wood now. As with most mountain bikes, the Kenevo didn't come with pedals, and I happened to see these Hike Endure pedals on Amazon retailing at around €25, so I took a chance on them because I loved the rainbow effect colour. I have to say they've been awesome and given plenty of grip, and they don't actually feel much different to the nuke-proof neutrons I have on the Rallon, so I'm very happy I bought them. And to go with my lovely rainbow coloured pedals, it was clearly essential that I had a rainbow coloured chain. The Kenevo came with a KMC E 11-speed chain, and it gave no issues whatsoever. So it was purely cosmetic to change over the chain. We changed it over to a SRAM XX1, which has thankfully also given no issues since we installed it. One thing I was a little disappointed about when I was choosing the Kenevo Expert was the lack of colour selection. It comes in either black or, as I have here, a sage green colour. So needless to say, with my love of anything bright or sparkly, I was straight on to slick graphics to see how I could bling the Kenevo up. I'm absolutely delighted with the graphics, especially on the boxer forks. And in my opinion, it's even more gorgeous now. I also got decals for the wheel rims, and all the decals were straightforward to put on, thankfully. None of these things necessarily needed to be changed on the Kenevo, but for me personally, changes like the coil and the brakes have improved my confidence and therefore my riding. I've taken on sections of the trail that I wouldn't have attempted before and probably would have ended up walking down. And that to me speaks volumes on how good this bike is and how the changes I've made have had a really positive outcome on my riding. I really love this bike and have had so much fun on the trails with it, and I can't wait to have many more adventures in the future with the Kenevo. If you've any questions at all on any of the things I've upgraded or changed on the Kenevo, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them for you. And if you liked the video and want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to those of you who've subscribed already, liked or commented on any of my videos. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.